Right. Then, okay, my dear children, good evening, all of you. You are joining with the third term syllabus of our grade 10 health and physical education subject. Putala. Then, all of you take out your books and get ready. Then, right, while others join with the class today, let's start our work. Right, okay. Then I share the YouTube link also today. If there's an issue, you can join with the YouTube also today. Then hereafter, we are conducting the class through YouTube and Zoom. Then up to this point, we conduct through the LMS, right? For the from January to July, we conduct the class through our LMS, but due to some issues with the LMS, actually we hope we decided to skip that one. Okay, all our staff decided to skip that one due to the issues. Right. Then, likewise in 2025, we still we are going to continue the class through Zoom and YouTube. Then, before the second term test, we covered some parts of this lesson, right? Because some part of this lesson has been asked in your exam, but the rest part should be covered. May part में इतना कुछ cover करना देना, right? Then, I think there are two newcomers here. But semi do your school place, Bude? You're from which school? And Pratiksha, ne? Pratiksha. Bude, what's your school?
JMC College, sir.
JMC, right. Bude, Senidu, Bude, how about your school?
Minimum President's College, sir.
Sorry?
Minimum President's College.
We can continue the rest part of this lesson. But then what about that here with the before the second term test, we covered the rest part of this one. Okay, we covered the first part of this one. Make a multi cover මට පොඩ්ඩක් අපේ අනිත් යාළුවෝ නම් අද ටිකක් අඩුයි වගේ නේ කට්ටිය. Right. Then okay මට ටිකක් ඔයාලා දෙන්න කියන්නකෝ මේ මේ ප්‍රතික්ෂේප. Then have you covered the first part of this one? මෙන්න මේ part මේවා මුල් ටික cover වෙලා වට තියෙනවා. සෙනෙන්දු? No, right. How about Pratiksha?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So I'll do like this one, right? Then okay. I'll upload the lesson to the YouTube, right? Make upload then I think I had this one in the YouTube. But I will briefly explain these things to you again, right? Right? Okay, then let us have nutritious food for healthy living, right? Let us have nutritious food for healthy living. සෞඛ්‍යවත් දිවියකට පෝෂ්‍යදායී ආහාර, right? Okay, then let's look at the first paragraph here. Then actually the first part of this lesson based on the previous knowledge that you have learned under the grades like 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, with the knowledge of that one, actually this part is given with the knowledge of that one. Okay. Then පුතාලා you have to know about the categories of nutrition, portion quantity එක නේද? දැනගන්න ඕනේ. And you have to know about the food pyramid and diet plan, right? ඒක දැනගන්න ඕනේ. And what are the main functions of food? ආහාර ප්‍රධාන කාර්යයන් මොනවද? Right? Give us energy for the growth and repair of the body and to safeguard from diseases නේ අපි ඔය කතා කරා. Right? Then okay, everything I got no anything. And in here we are going to talk about the traditional foods made by and how to preserve food. Then right. Then importance of, I will discuss the important points here. Already we discussed that one. I will upload the first part of this one into the YouTube, right? And I will give the link. Then what happened? Briefly, right? Then the importance of nutritious food. පෝෂ්ඨාය ආහාර වැදගත්, right? Then actually we have to consume a nutritious meal to maintain our physical, mental, social and spiritual well-being, right? ඉතින් අපි මේ හැමදේම කියාගෙන යන්න පුතේ. The first thing should be the physical well-being, right? මේ ඔක්කොම ඉතින් මොකක්ද ඕනේ? Physical well-being එකයි නේද? We have to be a healthy one. අපි healthy වෙන්න එපායි. Thereby we can maintain other things, right? Then if a person has poor nutrition, the following symptoms can occur. I think if you are a lack of nutrition today, if you don't have sufficient amount of nutrients to the body, you will undergo these types of conditions. මෙන්න මේ වගේ තත්ත්වයකට ඔයා පත් වෙනවා කියලා කියනවා. Reduced energy, ඔගේ ශක්තිය හීන වෙනවා, අඩු වෙනවා. Mental unfitness, මානසික අපි කියනවා මොකද්ද? Unfitness, fitness means යෝගිතාව, යෝගිතාවය නැති වෙනවා වගේ, right? Mental unfitness, poor immunity, ප්‍රතිශක්තිකරණය අඩු වෙනවා. Then long term illnesses, දීර්ඝකාලීන රෝග පුතාලා, like නිදාගත රෝග කියලා අපි කියන්නේ, right? අනේ වගේ දේවල්. Long term, that means chronic diseases, long term illnesses, poor health, දුර්වල සෞඛ්‍ය, right? If you haven't got much nutrition, if you haven't got sufficient amount of nutrients for the body, you will undergo these types of conditions for the or මේවල තත්ත්වයන් ලක් වෙනවා කියලා අපි කතා කරා, right? Then we discuss about nutrients in food. ඊට පස්සේ අපි කතා කරනවා to avoid that one. To avoid such conditions, you have to have sufficient amount of nutrients in your meal, right? Then nutrients in food. First of all, we have to identify what are the main nutrients that contain in our food. Mainly, there are two kinds of foods. There are mainly two kinds of nutrients. What are they? Macronutrients and micronutrients. For example, macro means the nutrients that we have to intake in higher amounts, right? The body needs them in higher amount. For example, carbohydrate, protein, and lipids. When we talk about micronutrients, the nutrients that we have to intake in lesser amounts, the body needs these things in lesser amounts. So the examples are vitamins and minerals, right? Then children, macronutrients. Macronutrients, okay, nutrients in the diet that are required in large amounts are called macronutrients. Carbohydrate, protein, and fat, right? Then nutrients in the diet that are required in small quantities are micronutrients. Vitamins and minerals are the micronutrients, right? Right. Then we talk about before the exam, the nutritional problems in Sri Lanka. Due to lack of proper nutrition as well as excessive consumption of nutrients. That is undernutrition. Malnutrition, that means kuposhanaya, right? Then that means malnutrition occurs due to lack of nutrition. That contain two kinds. Malnutrition of two kinds. What are they? Due to the lack of nutrients, okay, due to the lack of proper nutrition to the body, it may undergo undernutritional conditions. සිරුරට අවශ්‍ය පෝෂක අඩු වුණාම මන්ද පෝෂණ තත්ත්වයන් අඩු වෙනවා, ඇති වෙනවා, right? And if you intake excessive amount of nutrients, you may undergo overnutritional conditions. ඔයා අධිකව අවශ්‍ය පෝෂක ගත්තොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? අධිකව ගන්න. You are taking them excessively. What will happen? You may undergo overnutritional conditions. අධිපෝෂණ තත්ත්වයන් ඇති වෙනවා. Clear? So malnutrition means kuposhanaya කියලා අපි කියනවා. Malnutrition occurs due to lack of nutrition, proper nutrition, as well as excessive consumption of nutrients. They are of two kinds, okay? There are two types of malnutrition. What are they? Undernutrition, overnutrition. In lower grades today, you learn about the conditions that occur due to undernutrition. What are they today? For example, stunting or short stage. That means too short for age. Why is that? Right? Then I think you have this experience. There are some students in your classes today, but they looks like grade 2, 3, right? They're too short for the age. Right? That's short stage or stunting. Right? it's a under nutritional condition. If you don't intake much amount of nutrients to the body, yeah, you may undergo under nutritional condition. හරියට පෝෂක ලබාගන්න නැත්නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? You may undergo under nutritional conditions. මන්ද පෝෂණ තත්ත්වයන් ඇති වෙනවා. For example, stunting or short gestation. Another one is wasting. Wasting means not adequate weight for the height. උසට සාපේක්ෂව බර නැහැ. So light. That's the help. So skinny. ගොඩක් කෙසගයි, right? So skinny. Inadequate weight for the height. උසට සාපේක්ෂව බර ගොඩක් අඩුයි, right? Wasting. So these are the two under nutritional status that you have to learn. එහෙනම් මම බලතන දෙකක් අපි කතා කරනවා, right? Sorry. Next one. Right. And we talk about the right? Okay. Let's wait for a while. I'm coming. Right. Look at here, Putala. In here, you can find out that one. In the first lesson, right? After when we talk about BMI charts, Putala, they are given separately for girls and boys. And it varies, when we talk about adolescence, Putala, now you belong to the adolescent age belongs to the boys and girls between actually from 5 years to 19 years, right? Adolescence but when we talk about a child, okay, when we right? The pre-child, sorry, the post-childhood, okay, when we between 5 to 19 years old, right? Right? Then these BMI charts given separately because the growth rate are not equal in both in case of boys and girls. Meaning right? Then think about your little age. When you are in grade 4 and 5, then grade 4, 5 girls are somewhat bigger than the boys. Then but the girls are somewhat big. Our boys are looking at girls like this. Their growth rate is high during that period. Boys like girls like, right? But after 14 years of age, the growth rate of boys are somewhat increased, right? Yeah, very boys like growth rate. Right. Hey, look at these under nutritional conditions. Okay, through the with the help of these charts today, you can find out your BMI level or BMI level. If the BMI lies in the green color zone, it means you have normal weight or you have your BMI is good. If it lies here, you are suffering from wasting or wasting push power, inadequate weight for the height, right? If you intake excessive amount of nutrients, especially macronutrients, you may undergo overweight. It is being emphasized in light purple color, and if you take excessively these kinds of macronutrients, you may undergo obesity. So it is given in dark purple color, right? Plus, if you exceed plus 1 SD, right? The zone between plus 1 SD to 2 plus 2 SD. That means, oh wait, the area above plus 2 SD means oh wait, adibara. And the area below minus 2 SD means Westy. Right. Then look at the seventh lesson. Then children, these are the nutritional conditions that may undergo due to undernutrition, right? One portion of the standing indicate height for the age, height being below minus 2 is the Westing, appropriate weight for the height, BMI below minus 2 is the right? Right, then okay. Undernutrition. Then harmful effects of undernutrition today. Harmful effects of undernutrition. When we month portion tatyan he harmful tatyan balapan. Harmful effects of undernutrition, right? What will happen today? Due to the undernutrition, may month portion number one, inactivity and being less productive. Akarasham bhava saha less productive means paladaido doing. Because you don't get the necessary amount of energy or shakti or do anything. So you are less active, right? Okay. Retarded physical growth. Retardation means what the retarded physical growth, right? What the prone to diseases. Next one. Being poor concentration and memory power, right? That means and memory power, right? Poor concentration, right? Learning difficulties. You can't concentrate, you can't keep them in mind, right? Low life expectancy. Right? Number 7, undernourished females give birth to low birth weight babies. Hereafter we had talked about that one also. Undernourished females. මේ පෝෂණය අඩු කාන්තාවෝ අතින් දීගෙන දරු right birth to low birth weight babies නිසා මොකද වෙන්නේ there may be low birth weight babies මේ අඩු බර දරුපත් ඇති වෙනවා right and there could be an increase in infant death rate what will happen there infant death rate may infant mortality rate may increase ලදරු මරණ අනුපාතකය වැඩි වෙනවා clear due to the lack of nutrition of the mother and the baby right. These are the harmful effects of undernutrition. Clear? Next one. Overnutrition. But if you excessively intake large amount of macronutrients, you may undergo overnutritional conditions, right? See, what are the examples? You may undergo obesity and right. Then children, weight not proportionate to the height. This has the risk of developing obesity, BMI between plus 1 SD to plus 2 SD. Then obesity, now create high levels of weight to the height. This is a disease state. Mega the other mean. BMI above plus 2 SD in the BMI range, right? Then, right. But due to obesity, what will happen? Obesity can, due to the overnutritional conditions, what may happen? Prone to non-communicable diseases such as heart disease, diabetes and stroke. Diabetes and disease. Stroke means for the stroke again. If a blood clot, right? If a blood clot blocks the blood transportation to the brain when may blood clot blood transportation block to the brain or blasting of a valve, okay? Due to both these instances, a stroke may occur in some stroke right? Then and you are one of the parts of your body may paralyzed. So, paralyzed in the blue, even caused it, power in the blue. The number two, diseases related to the joints and bones. Okay. Okay, due to the obesity, right? Due to the over-nutritional conditions, your upper body is, the weight of the upper body is much high than the lower body. Lower body, the body, what's the body? Then it may cause injuries, it may cause damages or diseases to the joints and bones. So, අස්ථි වලට joints වලට හානි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ප්‍රශ්න එන්න පුළුවන්. Clear? Especially osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, so what are right? Rickets, right? Reduce efficiency at work. Okay, whatever you can't move the body swiftly. Hey, the body can move around, man. You are too heavy. Then social problems, samaji gatlu, right? Social stress, you may undergo stress and negligence. Others mock at you or right? Okay. Social problems, then psychological issues. Right? Psychological issues. You are thinking too much about your weight and other things, right? There may be some psychological issues too. So these are the negative consequences of obesity or over-nutritional conditions. Clear with that? Right. Next part. Hey, we previously talked about undernutrition and overnutrition. We talked about malnutrition. And another part is deficiencies under right? Right. You know that under the micronutrients putana, the category of nutrients that belong to micronutrients are vitamins and minerals, right? Due to the vitamin deficiencies and due to the mineral deficiencies, you may undergo different diseases, right? Micronutrient deficiency, right? Lack of micronutrients in our daily food intake over a long period results in micronutritional deficiency. The most common nutritional deficiencies are given below, right? One of the deficiencies stick up then. There's a trend here. I think good trend most of the children are skipping breakfast. Breakfast skip and they are not taking much amount of vegetables and green leaves, right? And this may affect in your early adulthood. Early adulthood, right? Around 30s, so it is right? You may undergo different problems, right? Loss of hair, loss of teeth, right? Decaying of teeth, decaying of bones, clear? A weakening of physical strength, clear? So you have to intake much amount of micronutrients. A sufficient amount of fruits and vegetables and green leaves. Clear? Then the most common micronutrient deficiencies are given below. There are so many deficiencies, but these are the most common ones. Iron deficiency, anemia, right? Anemia, right? If we do a blood checkup today, definitely then think about your class. Okay, if we do a blood checkup, definitely half of your school, half of your classroom are suffering from anemia, right? Iron deficiency, iron deficiency, not taking a sufficient amount of iron-rich foods, right? Right? Then, if there are boys and girls who are lethargic, always they are sleepy, they feel tired, that means what again? If you feel lethargic, right? If you feel tired, if you are sleepy, that means there may be risks like this. You may be suffering from iron deficiency. Right? Symptoms. Then next one is iodine deficiency. Iodine. If there is iodine deficiency, you may undergo goiter. enlargement of thyroxine gland. මේ thyroxine ග්‍රන්ථිය මොකද වෙන්නේ? Enlarge වෙනවා, විශාල වෙනවා. Then we have to remove and we have to cut some parts of this one. මේක කපලා අයින් කරන්න වෙනවා වෙලාවට. Right? Thyroxine gland. Clear? Thyroxine granthia. It secrete thyroxine, right? Then thyroid gland, thyroid granthia, thyroxine hormone නිදාස් කරනවා. Then vitamin A deficiency, vitamin A උණුතාවය, right? It may affect your vision. ඔගේ පෙනුමට බලපානවා, right? Vitamin A deficiency. Calcium deficiency, definitely it may affect your bones and teeth. ඔගේ අස්ථි වලට දත් වලට අනිවාර්ය බලපෑම් කරනවා. Then zinc deficiency, zinc උණුතාවය, it may affect your memory also and your bones, right? Immunity of the children. Then these are some common micronutritional deficiencies. Let's practice them. Nothing. Iron deficiency, right? Okay. Iron deficiency, iodine deficiency, vitamin A deficiency, calcium deficiency, zinc deficiency. Other than that, we can find out magnesium. There are so many deficiencies, right? But these are the common ones. Clear? Okay. In these tests, we can find out vitamin D deficiency. Then මේවා දැන් syllabus පාරණයි පුතා. New syllabus එකට අනිවාර්යෙන් එනවා මොකක්ද? Vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D, sir? What's the important? මොකක්ද වැදගත්කම? Then when we talk about the most selling drugs in the world, ලෝකේ වැඩියෙන් මල වෙන බෙහෙත් ඖෂධ ගත්තාම මොකක්ද? The fast selling drugs are the diabetics, drugs related to the diabetics. Okay. දියවැඩියාව සම්බන්ධ බෙහෙත් තමයි විකිරෙන්නේ. But and in the second place, we can find out the drugs related to the vitamin D. Vitamin D සම්බන්ධ මේ බෙහෙත් තමයි ලෝකේ දෙවෙනි වටින් විකිරෙන්නේ. Right? Why is that? Think about the cold countries. Think about the temperate zone. අපි ගත්ත සෞම්‍ය කලාප එහෙම නේද? Only few months or they receive sunlight, adequate amount of sunlight. So they undergo vitamin D deficiency. You know that in the morning sunlight, vitamin D is stimulated in our skin. අපේ හැමේ vitamin D stimulate වෙනවා, සංශ්ලේෂණය වෙනවා. Okay, උදෑසන හිරුවෙලින්, right? So, but think about the cold countries, how they get vitamin D. Additionally, externally they have to get vitamin D. යාලා බාහිරව ගන්න ඕනේ, right? So most of the people are suffering from vitamin D deficiency in cold countries. Then vitamin D deficiency ගොඩක් තියෙනවා ශීතකලාප රටවලට. And in our country also. දැන් ලංකාවෙත් ඒක සුලභම රෝගයක් වෙලා. මොකද්ද? Vitamin D deficiency. මෙච්චර warm climate එකක අපි ඉඳලා වෙන වගේම මේ tropical zone එකේ ඉඳලා නේද? Right. Then තව ඉතින් එහෙම තියෙනවා. They should be added to the syllabus. මේ අලුත් syllabus එකට මේවා එන්න ඕනේ. Right. Then right. Last day we talk about them separately. අපි වෙනම කතා කරා. අපි එකක් බලාගමු. ඉතින් මතක් වෙන්නත් එක්ක හොඳයිනේ. Right. අපි හිටපු යාළුවෝ බලාගන්න. Right. Then okay, reasons for micronutrient deficiency, symptoms and preventive actions. Okay. Then causes, then look at the first one, iron deficiency. යකට උණුතාවය. Causes of iron deficiency. යකට උණුතාවයට හේතු. Right. කොහොමද discussion එක මතක් වෙන්නත් එක්ක. දැන් notes අපි ලියුවේ නම් notes දෙන්නේ නැහැ. මම දාන්න ඔයාලට මේ කොටස අපරක් දාන්න මේ recording එක. Then causes of iron deficiency. යකඩ උණුතාවට හේතු, right? Less intake of iron rich food. යකඩ බහුල ආහාර අඩුවෙන් ආහාර ගැනීම. Then think about spinach, නේද? Spinach නිවිතිය, right? And think about chickpeas, කඩල වගේ දේවල්, right? And think about bitter gourd, කඩල වගේ දේවල්. You have to eat them. කන්න වෙනවා කරන්න that, right? Then iron is not absorbed easily. යකඩ පුතා පහසුවෙන් අවසන් වෙන්නේ නැහැනේ. Right? Then that's why we are adding lime to the lime when we are preparing green leaves. Then it will increase the absorption process. It will increase the absorption of iron to the bloodstream. Clear? Then incorrect food habits. Right? වැරදි ආහාර රටා. For example, drinking tea and coffee after meals, having meals today, at least for 1 hour, you have to skip drinking such drinks like that, okay? Why is that? They may contain tannin-like things. Okay, tannin-like components. So tannin වගේ දේවල් තියෙනවා අපතේ. ඔය තේ වල සහ coffee වල තියෙනවා. So it may reduce the absorption process of iron into the bloodstream. යකඩ මෙන්න මේ රුධිර ධාරාවට අවශ්‍ය වෙන අඩාල කරනවා මෙන්න මේ tannin වලින්. Clear? They contain in tea and coffee. Clear? That's why incorrect food habits. Some due to the worm infestations, right? I told you that there are mainly there are three kinds of worm diseases පුතේ. ගොඩම කණු රෝග තුනක් තියෙනවා ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන්. මොකක්ද තියෙන්නේ? ඔව් දැන් අම්මලා විතරම කියනවා නේද? Your mothers and fathers are always saying like this. දැන් නම් ප්‍රශ්න නැහැ. දැන් පුංචි කාලේ එහෙමනේ. මොකද්ද? Milk worm disease. කිරි කණු රෝගය. හරි. ඒකට ඉන්නත් බෑනේ කිරි කණු රෝගය. හරි. පොඩි කිසිම දුවනවා මෙහෙම කරගෙන හරි යන්න. Then milk worm disease. Another one is tapeworm. ටිකක් භයානක ආකාරයක්. Tapeworm. පටිපණු රෝගය. Right? Tapeworm. The other one is hookworm. Hook means cocker. Hookworm. කොකුපණු රෝගය. Right? And hookworms are piercing the skin. ගොඩක්ම මේ එයා pierce කරන් ඉන්නේ. අමහෙන් pierce කරනවා. බිමින් එහෙම එනවා. That's why you have been asked to wear slippers when you are going outside. ඒකනේ අර එළිය යනකොට slippers දාන්න කියන්නේ. They are piercing your skin, right? වෙලාවකට පේනවා මේ ඉන්නවා මේගොල්ලෝ. Right? Yes, පාර පේනවා, right? Then bleeding into the intestine due to worm infestation. පුතේ bleeding වෙනවා. මොකද වෙන්නේ අභ්‍යන්තර වාහනයක් වෙනවා. මේ මාර්ගවල මේ අන්ත්‍රවල. So the amount of iron absorbed into the bloodstream will reduce. එනම් පුතේ මෙන්න මේ එන යකඩ ප්‍රමාණය අඩු වෙනවා. Right? Excessive bleeding during menstruation. දැන් ආර්තවයේදී girl කෙනෙක්ට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් excessive bleeding අධිකව රුධිර වහනයක් නිසා මොකද වෙන්නේ? අන්න it may undergo iron deficiency. යකඩ දාව වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියලා කියනවා. Clear? So you have to intake sufficient amount of iron. නිසා හොඳට යකඩ පොළ ආහාර ගන්න වෙනවා. Right. Then harmful effects of iron deficiency, right? What will happen due to iron deficiency, right? Anemia, රක්තහීනතාවය, right? ඔන්න hemoglobin ප්‍රමාණය අඩු වෙනවා අයියේ තියෙන. Clear? Lethargy, අලසකම, right? And incident like this, මෙහෙම class එකේ වුණා. girl කෙනෙක් හරි. I think she was in grade 11 now. Grade 11 වල හිටියේ. Suddenly she showed some strange behaviors. මේ ළමයා එකපාරට වෙනස් වෙන්න ගත්තා. She feels tired. හරියට මහන්සි, lethargic, sleepy, නිින්ද යනවා. ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩයි. Right? Once I said like this one, ඉතින් මේක පාරක් කිව්වා. ඉතින් මොකද මම කිව්වේ? Whether you have iron deficiency, please check whether you have iron deficiency. Please consult a doctor and check whether you have iron deficiency. මම කිව්වා නිකන් වීඩියෝ එකේ මම කිව්වේ. ડોක්ටර් කෙනෙක් පොඩක් කන්සල්ට් කරලා බලන්න කියලා. මොඩ යකඩ උදාවක් දන්නේ නැහැ මම කිව්වා ඉතින්. Right? After few months, actually, the mother also recognizes her behavior, right? The change of behavior. I think අම්මටත් ඒක තේරිලා. And they went to consult doctor. ඉතින් ගිහලා හම්බුනා doctor කෙනෙක්. And doctor blamed the mother. අම්මට බැන doctor ඊට පස්සේ. ඇයි? She was in a critical situation. මොකද මෙයා ළමයා ඉඳලා තියෙන්නේ පොඩක් උග්‍රම අවස්ථාවක මෙන්න මේ iron deficiency එකේ. ඊපස්සේ treatments ගත්තා. ඒ all level ළඟ තියාගෙන. හරි? මම ගොඩ දාගත්තා. But she suffered a lot. හැබැයි ගොඩක් ඉතින් මේ ළඟ අමාරු වුණා. ඉතින් දැනුම් අහන හැමදේම ඇයි වැඩක් පළක් කරන්නේ නැහැ. කම්ම lethargic. She feels lethargic, tired, මානසික. You also අලක් තියෙන තමයි දැන්. I don't know whether how about your food patterns are. මම දන්නේ නැහැ ඔයාලගේ food patterns කොහොමද කියලා. So you have to intake much amount of iron. Yeah, iron මොකද ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක උලහාර ගන්න ඕනේ. Clear? Otherwise you will feel lethargic, inactive. ඔය ඔක්කොම ගති ටික වාට එනවා. Then low birth weight babies. So risky ගොඩක් භයානක දෙයක්. Low birth weight babies. Then think about this one. If mother is always having junk food and fast food, ඉතින් අනකෝ දැන් girl කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. always she is having junk food and fast food. Kannema kottumi, ramen namana okkom thawa kainne. Not eating healthy foods, right? What will happen? Once she reached the maternity, ඒ ළමයා දවසක මාතෘත්වයට එනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? Her baby undergoes these conditions. මෙන්න මේ තත්ත්වයන්පත් වෙනවා. මොකද වෙන්නේ? මේ ළමයා ඒ අම්මා නිසා due to the lack of nutrition of mother. අම්මගේ පෝෂණය අඩුයි. Right? දැන් ඒවල විතරක් කලන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. හරි? You have to take these things for long term. මේක පොඩි කාලෙන් කරන්න ඕන දෙයක්. Right? It may affect the baby. දවසක බබාට බලපානවා. Okay? Low birth weight babies. Then fatigue. Fatigue means විඩාව, tiresome, right? විඩාවරයි. Poor concentration. අවධානය අඩුයි. Poor concentration. මේ කියන දේ මම මතක නැහැ. අන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල්. Poor concentration. Then growth retardation. වර්ධන අඩාල වෙනවා. Growth retardation. Clear? These are the harmful effects of iron deficiency. Then next one. Preventive actions that can be taken to reduce iron deficiency. යටුරුදාව වළක්ව ගන්න කටපාඩම් ක්‍රියාමාර්ග, right? Include food rich in iron in the daily diet. එනම් එදිනදා ආහාර වේලට යකඩ බහුල ආහාරයක් කරගන්න කියලා කියනවා. Especially animal proteins. Meat, eggs, red rice. Red rice means පුතේ අපි කියන්නේ ඩියුඩුහාල කියලා කියනවානේ red rice. Beans, cashew nuts, peanuts, right? Okay, they contain iron පුතේ. On iron rich foods බලන්න. Red meats කියලා කිව්වනේ එතන අපි ඒක වෙනම කියලා තිබ්බේ නැහැ. හැබැයි අපි red meats වලම කතා කරනවා. Red meats වල කොහොමද iron තියෙනවා. That means pork, beef වගේ දේවල්. Chicken වල තියෙනවා. නමුත් amount එක අඩුයි. Then pregnant mothers should take a well balanced iron rich food. එනම් ගර්භිණියව සමබල ආහාර වල ගන්න ඕනේ. Iron rich foods ගන්න ඕනේ. Next one, items such as tea and coffee should not be taken 1-2 hours after the main meal. ප්‍රධාන ආහාරයට පස්සේ නම් පැයක් දෙකක් යනවා. ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් එපා. Eat food that improves the absorption of iron. යකඩ ඖෂධයේ දිල නම්වන ආහාර ගන්න. Line with green leaves. I told you earlier මම කලින් කිව්වා. පලාවල් වල දෙය කරන්න. Fruits after meal. කැමෙන් පසු පළතුරු කන්න, right? Selecting iron fortified food. යකඩ බහුල ආහාර අපි ආමරගෙන කන්න ඕනේ. Then take the iron tablet given to children at school by the government. It's a mega dose. But I think you already have it, right? But you know how many things like some children some students are saying as a heroic action. නිකන් අර එන වීර ක්‍රියාවක් වගේ කියනවා. I throw it away මගේ විසික්කා. Such a fools. තනිකර මොඩේ වෙයි. It's a mega dose පුතා. Okay, mega dose එකක් හම්බෙන්නේ. It may contain much amount of nutrients. Okay. ගොඩක් තියෙනවා මෙන්න මේ iron කියලා මෙන්න මේ සංගණක, right? So take it ගන්න ඕනේ, right? Don't cast them away. විසි කරන්න එපා. Take the iron tablet given to children at the school by the government. එහෙනම් ඒ රජයෙන් දෙන ඒ යකඩ පෙත්ත බොන්න කියලා කියනවා, right? Then these are the preventive actions that can be taken to reduce iron deficiency. එහෙනම් යකඩුදාව වළක්වන ක්‍රියාමාර්ග. Next part. Food rich in iron. යකඩ බහුල ආහාර, right? Right, green leaves, පලාවර්ග, කොටුකොළ, කම්කුම්, vegetables. Your favorite ones are asked දේවල්, bitter gourd, කරවිල, right? Then meat, fish, liver. Liver means පීකුදුනේ, පීකුදු. Liver. Right, now it's okay. Then next one, children. Okay, then next one, vitamin A deficiency. Vitamin A උණුදාවය, right? Causes of vitamin A deficiency. Okay, what are the causes for vitamin A deficiency? දැන් මොනවද මේ හේතු? What are the causes for vitamin A deficiency? Baby is not being given breast milk for an adequate period. දරුවාට මව්පිරි යම් කාල සීමාවක් දීලා නැහැ. At least 1.5 years අවුරුදු දෙකමාරක්වත් දෙන්න ඕන. Actually, after the 6 month of age, we can move towards the other foods, right? We can move towards the other kinds of foods. අපි ආහාරවලට අපි කොහොමද යනවා? But at least the baby should given breast milk for 1.5 years. අවුරුදු දෙකමාරක් විතරවත් දෙන්න ඕන දරුවෙක්ට. Okay. Clear? When a baby is not being given breast milk for an adequate period, then think about Europe. The Europe got they are thinking about the shape of the body. There's a headache. They don't like to breastfeeding. In Russia, and the babies are given breast milk externally. Clear? Then think about our mothers. Think about our children. They are drinking breast milk for about until they go to the grade 1, grade 2. Then, right, then, okay. That's why I think we are so lucky. Then second one, improper food storage. That means improper food storage. Due to that, vitamin A will vanish. Right? Third one, improper preparation of food. Where do they then these nutrients will be destroyed. Right? If you are deep frying them, you are especially frying right? Overcooking, right? Improper preparation of food. Frequent warm infections. They suck the blood, right? They suck the nutrient rich blood from our intestine. Then we can have these kinds of deficiencies. Low intake of food rich in vitamin A. Vitamin A you may undergo these deficiencies, right? Hey, what are the effects of vitamin A deficiency? Vitamin A deficiency in the night blindness. That means Ratri Andatavya, right? That has been not doing. Without spots in the eye, without spot take up it, then then that program. Dryness in the eye, right? Dryness in the eye. In grade 9, you learn about without spot, right? About grade 9, under the lesson, I can right? Sensory organs per se. Grade 9. Dryness in the eye. As I say, really, weakness inside. Diseases of the respiratory tract often contracted. This was in a market, right? Diarrhea easily developed. Right? Diarrhea easily developed. Vomiting, excessive vomiting and loose motion. Right? Diarrhea easily developed due to vitamin A deficiency. Hey, then preventive actions that can be taken to reduce vitamin A deficiency. What can you do towards overcoming this deficiency? Increase the daily intake of green and yellow colored vegetables and fruit today. Especially green and yellow colored vegetables and fruits contain vitamin A. They contain vitamin A, right? So intake sufficient amount of yellow and green colored vegetables and fruits, right? Taking the vitamin A drops orally, which is given to the state institution. Taking the vitamin A drops orally. Orally can be vitamin drops then. A drops gun. Continue breastfeeding up to 2 years of age. Then next one. Take steps to provide colostrums in milk during first few days of life of a newborn as it is rich in vitamin A, then there's a myth here. Myth here, because the milk that comes at the very beginning, okay, in the first few days should be cast aside. මුල් දවස් ටික කියන මෝගෙට ටික අයින් කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා බොරු මිත්‍යාවක් තියෙනවා, right? Actually, that is the thing that we have to given definitely, right? අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම දෙන්න ඕනේ ආන්ගේටි මොනවාද? It may contain cholesterol. එතන cholesterol තියෙනවා, right? It may affect the immunity of the child. ළමයාගේ infant බබාගේ it may helpful to the immunity of the baby. ළමයාගේ ප්‍රතිශක්තිකරණයට වැදගත් වෙනවා. And the development of the brain, මොළයේ වර්ධනය, right? There are so many things. Take steps to provide cholesterol in milk during first few days of life of a newborn, as it is rich in vitamin A. It may contain vitamin A also. Vitamin A බහුලව තියෙනවා, right? Right, then children, food rich in vitamin A. Vitamin A බහුල ආහාර. Right. Sorry, children. Dark green leafy vegetables and dark yellow or orange colored fruits and vegetables. So they contain vitamin A. Vitamin animal liver සත්ව අක්මා කියන පීකුදුනේ, right? Then animal oil සත්ව තෙල්. Hey, for example, fish oil ගන්න, right? Fish oil contain vitamin A. Milk, kidding, and milk and milk products, okay? Fish, cheese, butter, and they contain vitamin A. තියෙනවා නේ. දැන් ඔය animal oil ඉතින් අර all the animal oils are not good for the health, right? හැම එකම හොඳ නැහැ. Then think about pork and beef පුතේ. දැන් pork beef ගත්තාම එතන තියෙන ඒ oil එක නේද? ඒක හොඳ නැහැ. ඒ fat එක හොඳ නැහැ. Right? Then think about the cod liver oil. අපි දැන් ඔය කියන මොන ගුලි කියලා කියන්නේ cod liver oil, fish oil, krill oil. උතන වර්ග තුනක් තියෙනවා. Krill oil. The base is එතන ගන්න probably මොකක්ද? The source is krill. Krill කියන්නේ ඉස්සා. ඉස්සගෙන් ගන්න krill එක. Krill oil එක. Right? ඉස්සගෙන් ගන්න. Especially that contain omega 3, omega 6 වගේ දේවල් තියෙනවා ඒ වගේ. Right? Actually, we can't find out them in natural food items. So, we can't eating. So, especially the vegetables and fruits, sorry. Omega especially we get these things from marine foods protein, seafood, right? And cod liver, cod liver oil. A more again the cod gate, a liver in the magan, cod liver oil, like a fish oil, because some are more over the fish oil can be order the mind. Right? Then cereals and grains, green grains, soya beans, right? Soya bone, chicken, right? Cereals and grain, they contain vitamin A. Vitamin A, right? And soya beans, soya beans is an alternative solution for the vegans. The vegans sort of the solution in soya bean, soya bone, chicken, right? Soya milk, tofu, right? I think tofu is the soya beans. A milk right? Extract. Okay. But from soya also we can't get all the nutrients in it. But vegans later they have issues, iodine deficiency, right? Sorry. Iodine causes of iodine deficiency. What are the causes for iodine deficiency? Lack of iodine in the salt. Sorry, iodine in the diet. Okay, that means sorry. Sorry. Causes of iodine deficiency: lack of iodine in the diet. Iodine pramane, right? Especially when you are preparing meals, they will vanish due to improper food patterns, right? We have to put salt, iodized salt, just after switch off the cooker. So cooker off කරාට පස්සේනේ අපි ලුණු දාන්න ඕනේ, right? After at the end of the cooking, you have to add salt as you wish, right? Otherwise, due to the heat, the iodine will vaporize. Iodine wash iron. And think about the containers that you had to store them. අපි ගබඩා කරන භාජනත් එහෙමනේ. Um, it should be contained, it should be stored in a dark vessel, dark colored vessel. අඳුරු පැහැතික, right? Without don't expose them to direct sunlight. සූර්යාලෝකයට වැටෙන තැන් වල තියන්නේ නැහැ, right? Don't keep them near earth. ලිප් ගාව තියන්නේ නැහැ, right? And you have to store them in a cool place, right? And in a mild temperature, සාමාන්‍ය උෂ්ණත්වයේ තිබ්බනම් හරියි. not refrigerator පුතේ. fridge වල තියනවා කියලා කියනවා නෙමෙයි. You have to keep them in a cupboard like thing. Okay, වගේ දෙයක් තිබ්බනම් හරියි, right? Then you can store them in a proper temperature. Then next one. Sea vegetables not being popular. නේ මුහුදු ආහාර පුතේ මුහුදු පැලෑටි එක ජනප්‍රිය නැහැ. Then think about Japan පුතේ. දැන් අපි ජපාන් ගන්නකො. I think you know about sushi. Sushi සමහර කාලෙක දින කන් දැකලා ඇති. Sushi is rolled by a seaweed පුතේ. ගොඩක් seaweeds වලින් ඔය roll කරලා ගන්න නේද? Seaweeds are wrapped around the sushi. Sushi වටේ ලස්සන seaweeds ඔතනවනේ. අන්න. Seaweeds contain vitamin, vitamin iodine පුතේ. Iodine බහුලයි. Right? පුතේ especially seafood contain iodine. නා ඔය iodine කියන ගොඩක් ඔය seafood වල. Then loss of iodine in soil due to erosion in the hill country. Then we කඳුකරේ iodine නිසා then iron ගොඩක් අපි කියනවා කාදනය පාංශ කාදනය නිසා උතින ප්‍රමාණය iodine ප්‍රමාණය ගොඩක් wash away ගොඩක් ඔය හේතුලා හිතලා යනවා. Then vegetables grown there will be deficient in iodine. ඉතින් ඒ හැදෙන ලුණු පළතුරු වල iodine ප්‍රමාණය අඩුයි. Right? Iodized salt kept in warm places and iodine being evaporated. Right? මොකද වෙන්නේ? Evaporated. එතනදී කියනවා උණුසුම් ස්ථාන වල මෙන්න මේ iodine සහිත ලුණු iodine මිශ්‍ර ලුණු තියෙනවා. ඒවා වාෂ්ප වෙලා යනවා. Stored near fireplace ලිප ගාව තියන්න පුළුවන්. So it is too bad. It will vaporize. මේ ඔක්කොම වාෂ්ප වෙලා යනවා. Effects on iodine deficiency. Right? Due to iodine deficiency පුතේ you may undergo these types of things. මෙන්න මේවා අපිට වෙනවා නේද? A decrease in thyroxine production. අපේ මේ thyroid gland එකෙන් thyroxine නිෂ්පාදනය අඩාල වෙනවා. Clear? Prone to develop goiter. ගල ගන්න තියෙනවා. Enlargement of this one, okay? මෙන්න මේ gland එක මෙන්න මේ ග්‍රන්ථි ඉදි වෙනවා. Enlargement of thyroid gland. Then slowing of mental development. මානසික වර්ධනය අඩාල වෙනවා. Slowing of mental development. The next one, poor concentration. අවධානය හරිය අඩු වෙනවා. The next one, poor school performance. පාසලේ වැඩකටු කරගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. Right? Lack of inactivity. හරි අකාර්යක්ෂමයි. Lethargic and you are less performance. Right? Then retarded growth. වර්ධනය අඩාල වෙනවා. Especially height. ගොඩක් උස යන්නේ නැහැ පුතේ. Due to the iodine deficiency. Okay? Especially height. Retardation of growth. වර්ධනය අඩාල වෙනවා. What are the preventive actions that can be taken to reduce iodine deficiency? Number 1. Use of iodized salt when cooking. Now, we're iodine මිශ්‍රණය භාවිතා කරන්න. Add fish and sea vegetables to the diet. පුතේ මාළු, ඔය මුදු පැලෑටි වගේ දේවල් ඒවා එක කරගන්න කියලා කියනවා තියෙන්නේ. In inland areas we can't find out such things පුතේ. ඉතින් අපේ ලංකාවේදී වගා කරනවලුයි අන්න ඒකයි ප්‍රශ්නේ. But in European countries, Eastern Asian countries, we can find out them. ගොඩක් ඔය නැගෙනහිර ආසියාව පැත්තේ ගොඩක් ජනප්‍රියයි. චයිනා, ජපාන් වල එහෙම තියෙනවා. කොරියා වල, right? Food rich in vitamin A. මොකද vitamin A බහුල ආහාර, right? Green leafy vegetables and sea vegetables. පලා වර්ගවල, right? ඒ වගේම මෙන්න මේ පොළ පැතිර වල මෙන්න මේ sea vegetables වල මුහුදු පැලෑටි වල, right? Sea fish, salaya, sprats, prawns, crabs today. Especially the first ones in the food chain. So, ඒ පුතේ පුරුක්කල මුල ඉන්න හරි ඉන්න මිනිස්සු ටික හොඳයි. ඒක අවදි ඉන්නේ sea fish. ඔය මුදු මාළු කොමත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. ලොකු වටකවලක් නැහැ. සාල the small one මේ සාලු වගේ දේවල් සාලු හුරුළු වගේ දේවල් the spreads almost prawn is so crabs පකුළු වගේ සත්තු උතේ they contain much amount of iodine හරිගේ sorry vitamin they contain much amount of vitamin sorry vitamin විතර වෙනස් වෙලා තියෙනවා නේ මේක මේ iodine කියලා එන්න ඕනේ. විතර vitamin A කියලා වැටලා තියෙන්නේ iodine right ඒක type වෙලා iodine vitamin A කියලා it should be iodine. විතර iodine කියලා එන්න ඕනේ right හරි. They contain much amount of iodine. Iodine බහුලයි right then other food අනිකුත් ආහාර iodized salt iodine මිශ්‍ර ලුණු right. Calcium deficiency calcium ඌනතාවය right. What are the causes for calcium deficiency? මොනවද හේතු? Lack of intake of food rich in calcium. Calcium අඩංගු ආහාර අඩුවෙන් භාවිතා කිරීම right. Lack of intake of food rich in calcium. Right. Then for example eggs bitter right. A small fish ඔය පුංචි මාළු වර්ග නේද? Then and milk and milk products කිරිසාරේ නිෂ්පාදනය. Consuming food that obstruct the absorption of calcium. Calcium අවශ්‍යනේ අඩාල කරන ආහාර ගැනීම right. Okay. What are the harmful effects of calcium deficiency? Calcium උණුතාවේ හානිකර තත්ත්වය right. Causes osteoporosis. Osteoporosis තියෙනවා right. Then that means weakening of bones. ඒ කියන්නේ ආසි දුර්වල වීමක් උතන වෙන්නේ. Clear? Then easily they will break. කියන පහසුවෙන්ම කැඩි ගියනවා. Clear? Decay of bones. අස්ති දිරා යාමක් ඒක. To decay. දත් දිරා යාම. Right? Growth retardation. වර්ධනය අඩාල වෙනවා. Clear? Right. So in this age, in your age, you are in adolescent age. Then now you know so you have to intake much amount of calcium. If you want to gain some height, eat much amount of these nutrients. Right? Calcium morning, right? To the growth of bones, and joints. Then preventive actions that can be taken to reduce calcium deficiency. Okay, to avoid calcium deficiency, what you can do? Increase the intake of food rich in calcium. Calcium බහුල ආහාර particularly ගන්න කියලා කියනවා. Right? Increase the intake of food rich in vitamin D. Vitamin D බහුල ආහාර particularly ගන්න කියලා කියනවා. Right? Consume food that helps to absorb calcium. Right? Consume food that helps to absorb calcium. Calcium අවශෝෂණය කරන්න දායක වන මෙන්න මේ ආහාර වලින් ගන්න කියලා කියනවා. Right? Lactose containing food. Lactose කියන සීනි ප්‍රභවය අඩංගු ආහාර ගන්න කියලා කියනවා. නේද? හරි. Right. Then food rich in calcium. Calcium බහුල ආහාර, right? Green leaves. පලා වරඬ වල තියෙනවා. We can find out calcium. Small fish spreads. ඔය හාල් මැස්සෝ පුංචි මාළුනේ සාලවල. Then other foods. Milk and milk products. Kirishpadana, cheese, butter, yogurt, curd, right? They contain much amount of calcium. Right, children? Zinc deficiency, zinc punatavaya. Zinc is an important mineral as it strengthens the immune system. Improve it is important. Helps carbohydrate break down and stimulate growth. Carbohydrate පුඩා ඒ කියන්නේ අණු බවට විදහැරීම කරනවා and stimulate growth වර්ධනයට දායක වෙනවා උත්තේජනය කරන වර්ධනය division and reproduction of cells සෛල විභේදනය වැඩි කරනවා and reproduction of cells සෛල පුනර්ජනනය කරනවා සෛල නැවත නැවත ඇති කිරීම වැඩි කරනවා right so zinc is much important na අන්න ඒකේ the other advantages of zinc zinc today. Zinc වල වැදගත්කම තියෙනවා, right? Zinc deficiency can lead to frequent infection. Due to zinc deficiency, what will happen? මොකද වෙන්නේ zinc deficiency නිසා? Can lead to frequent infection. නිරන්තරයෙන් ආසාදනය වන රෝග වලට බඳුන් වෙනවා. Right? Prone to non-communicable diseases or infections. Sorry. Delayed or stunted growth. වර්ධනය ප්‍රමාද වෙනවා නැත්නම් අඩාල වෙනවා. Clear? Due to zinc deficiency. Zinc is found in protein-rich Foods such as beans පුතේ මේ බෝන්ච් වගේ ප්‍රෝටීන් බහුල ආහාරවල අපිට සිංක් හම්බ වෙනවා. Red meat රතු පැහැති මස් වර්ගවල pork, beef, lamb, mutton, peanuts කටකජු වල, marine foods මුදු ආහාරවල, especially crabs, prawns, fish ඒ වගේ තියෙනවා, right? That's what about zinc. zinc ගැන කතාව, right? Then we talk about steps taken to prevent nutritional problems. අපිට කතා කරා මේ පෝෂණ ගැටලු මගරින් මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Today we have to start from this part. මෙන්න මේකෙන් අද පටන් ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. Before that, let's discuss this one also. උඩට කතා කරලා ඉතිරියමු. Right. Look at the sorry. Then steps taken to prevent nutritional problems. The portion ගැටලු වළකාලන ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ඉවර. Clear? The number one, pregnant mothers to be made aware of the importance of breastfeeding during the first few days. After the delivery of baby, right? Right? The child, the infant should given breast milk, right? Don't cast them aside. To ensure the baby gets colostrum, which is rich in vitamin A. Vitamin A බොහොම colostrum ටික මුල් දවස් විතරයි එන්නේ. ඒ ළමයට එන්න ඕන ඇඟට. Then number 2, exclusively breastfeeding babies during the first 6 months, as it provides all the necessary nutrients for physical and mental development. පුතේ මුල් මාස 6 අනිවාර්යෙන් දරුවට කිරි දෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකද අවශ්‍ය පෝෂක හැමදේම තියෙනවා. The necessary nutrients that contain for physical and mental development of the baby contained in breast milk, right? Number 3, having a well-balanced health diet. සමබල ආහාරයක් ලබා ගන්න ඕනේ to prevent nutritional problems, right? Number 4, having meals at regular times and not skipping breakfast. හරි වෙලාවට කෑම ගන්න, breakfast එක skip කරන්න එපා කියලා කියනවා. In most of the school children, they are skipping their breakfast, right? And they fainted in the assembly also, assembly team. So, and they can't concentrate on the studies due to the lack of glucose to the bloodstream. Are we getting glucose taken? Then number 5, get used to the habit of taking natural food and reduce the intake of fat, sugar, and instant food. පුතේ ස්වභාවික ආහාර ප්‍රෝතරම් ගන්න කියනවා. අධික සීනි, අධික ලුණු, අධික තේසක ආහාර, ශනික ආහාර අඩු කරන්න ඕනේ. 5 portions of vegetables and fruit should be included in the daily diet. Not about the meal, right? මේ ආහාර වේලනේ. This is about the daily intake, right? At least try to intake 5 different colors, 5 different types of vegetables and fruits. එළවලු සහ පළතුරු වර්ග 5ක් දවස් වල කන්න කියලා කියනවා. Clear? The number 6, being mindful that food advertised does not contain the nutrients it is claimed to have. Okay, ගොඩක් ඔය advertisements වල යන ආහාර වල තියෙන පෝෂක ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. නැහැ. They are just advertisements. ඒක වෙලෙන්දෙන් තියෙනවා. Right? That's why. So don't get misled from these advertisements. Then number 7, engage in daily physical exercise and spend the day actively. Engage in daily physical activities. Thereby you can avoid much amount of non-communicable diseases. Then number 8, daily intake of water of a healthy person should be 1.5 to 2 liters. දෛනික පරිභෝජනීය මිනිස්සෙකුට ලිටර් එකමාර දෙකක්වත් බොන්න එපා. We are in tropical zone, so we have to intake much amount of water. අපි tropical zone ඉන්නේ. In some days we have to undergo a warm weather පුතේ. So we in such conditions water evaporates from our body, right? So we have to intake much amount of water into our body, right? Whenever you feel thirsty, drink clean water. පිපාසය එනකොට වතුර බොන්න කියලා කියනවා නිතරම. Large portions of seasonal food to be consumed during the season, right? පුතේ කාලෙකින් හැදෙන කළුතුරු තියෙනවා නේද? ඒක කන්න කියනවා. මැංගෝ අඹ කන්න. කාලෙකින් ඉන්නවා. So don't right. I think now it's okay. හරි නේද? Then right. Starlink උනත් වෙලාවකට drop වෙලා ඉතින් ආයෙ එනවා. ඒක limit එක අත්දලා වෙලා වෙනද? හරි drop වෙලා එනවා. Right. Then okay, next one. බලමු අපි. Right. Right here. Okay. That's what about steps to be taken to prevent nutritional problems, right? Thereby you can avoid nutritional problems. Okay. Then children, the today's lesson at the pardon, right? Generally, please tell me how many pages to be leave for the first part පුතේ? මුල් ටිකට පුතේ කොච්චර අපි ඉඳ තියන්න ඕනද? How many sides of pages to be leave පුතේ? Sides ගන්නට කියන්නකො, පැති ගාන කියන්නකො, sides ගාන. I think you have CR book, right? B5 book කියන්නේ. හරි. පුතේ how many sides to be leaved? Please come and tell me පුතා. Nirvani, පුතේ. Any other one also can tell me. But again, tell me quickly. Right. It took me about 7 pages. Okay, Uday. Somebody small. It is a somebody small. Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Uday, Sevindu and Pratiksha, I think the newcomers Uday, Pialgo, please leave at least. Okay. She's having a B5 book. Okay, and she oh. She wrote notes around 7 pages today. So leave about such amount of pages. And her letters are somewhat small. Yeah, I put that again. I will put the recording also. I will give as a recording. Right. Then shall we move to the today's lesson today? At the part of then the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Okay, the next part. Then the right topic, please, Putana. The vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency, right? Okay. All of you have the topic, not to right. The vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Right. The vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency today. portion උණතාවේ විෂම චක්‍රය, right? portion උණතාවේ විෂම චක්‍රය. The vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Yeah, let's find out whether what is this, okay? මොකද මේ කියන්නේ. The vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency has become a great threat to any developing country. Okay, මේක ඕනම සංවර්ධනය වෙමින් පස්සේ රටකට මේක ඇත්තටම අවදානම්, right? When the mother has undernutrition, දැන් ඔන්න කතාව. When the mother has undernutrition. Then think about the mother. හිතන්නකෝ අම්ම කෙනෙක් ගැන. When the mother is suffering from undernutrition, දැන් අම්මට මන්ද පෝෂණය තියෙනවා. Right? Naturally the baby born will be underweight. ස්වභාවිකව පුතේ නිරායසයෙන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඒ පුතේ දරුවා අඩුබර දරුවෙක් වෙන්නේ. Clear? The newborn baby will be a underweight baby, right? When that child enters teenage, මේ අඩුබර දරුවා වර්ධනය වෙනවා. Right? He or she is developing step by step. දැන් මේ ළමයා දැන් she is passing his ages, right? දැන් මෙයාගේ එක කාලවකවන පව කරන් යනවා. And comes to the teenage age. දැන් එයා එනවා තරුණ වයසට. කවුද මේ ඉන්නේ? The underweight baby. ඒ කාලේ අඩුබර දරුවා. Right? She is having some problems. එයාට පොඩි ගැටලු තියෙනවා. Right? Genes වල වෙනවා මේක. Then when that child enters teenage years, she will have poor growth which results in stunting and wasting. තරුණියට එන්ති මෙයා on stunting. කුෂ බව තියෙනවා. sorry මේ මිටි බව තියෙනවා. wasting කුෂ බව තියෙනවා. blockade to his skin. නිම දේවල් වෙනවා. What the reason? මොකද හේතුව? Because her or his mother is having undernutrition. මොකද ඒ දරුවගේ අම්මා තිබ්බ මොකද්ද? මන්ද පෝෂණය. Clear? Lack of nutrition to the body. සිරුරට පෝෂණය අපිට ලැබුන්නේ නැහැ යාට. Right? Due to that, this child also having some problems, right? යාට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා. Then, when that child enters the teenage years, she or he will have poor growth, which results in stunting and wasting. මිටි බව කුෂ බව නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. As a result of this, when a girl enters motherhood, she will develop nutritional deficiencies. අන්න කතන්දරේ. Especially this affects for girls. මේ වැඩියෙන් බලපාන්නේ girls අර. අන්න අර අම්මගේ දරුවා. දැන් මෙයා දැන් තරුණ වෙලා මේ ළමයා. හරි? මොකද වෙන්නේ? When after the marriage, okay? Then marry කරලා එහෙම ඔක්කොම වෙලා ඔන්න then when she is having the motherhood, then මේ මාතෘත්වය ලබා ගන්න යන then ඔන්න කියනවා when that child enters teenage years, she will have poor growth, which results in stunting and wasting. As a result of this, when a girl enters motherhood, she will develop nutritional deficiencies. අම්මටත් තිබ්බ මේ ළමයාටත් දැන් තියෙනවා. මෙයාත් දැන් pregnant වෙලා. ඔන්න මෙයා දැන් මාතෘත්වයට ඇවිල්ලා. Then motherhood, she will develop nutritional deficiencies. Then මෙයාට පෝෂණ උණුදා එනවා. Clear? And her baby too will suffer from nutritional deficiencies. එයාගේ බබාටත් මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ එනවා මොකද්ද? That baby also undergoes nutritional deficiencies. එයාට පෝෂණ උණුදා එනවා. Clear? Then this cycle is called the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. ඕක තමයි පුතේ මොකද්ද? මෙන්න මේ this is the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. පෝෂණ උණුදාවේ විෂම චක්‍රය කියන්නේ ඕකට නේ continuously යනවා. අම්මගෙන් බබාට ඒ බබා ලොකු වෙනවා, එයාගේ බබාලට එනවා. උදිකටම වෙනවා. From generation to generation it will pass down. ඔය ප්‍රශ්න දිගටම යනවා. We have to break this one at a point. අපි යම් තැනක මේක කඩන්න ඕන. We can do it. අපිට ඇත්තටම කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? බලන්න. In order to create a healthy nation, නිරෝගීමත් ජාතියක් ගොඩනගන්න පුතේ, this vicious cycle should be broken at some point. යම් තැනකින් මේක කඩන්න වෙනවා. And the best stage to do this is during the adolescence. මේ කරන්න හොඳම කාලේ මොකද්ද? නව යෝනිය. ඔයාලා ඉන්න කාලේ adolescence age එකෙන් තමයි මේක කරන්න හොඳම කාලේ. Clear? Children, is it clear? ඔයාලට මේ පැහැදිලි මං කිව්ව එක. We can talk about much, right? තාම අපි කතා කරනවා. මේක තාම clearද? හා? clear නේද? නැත්නම් කියන්න. දැන් අපි explanation එකෙන් අගිනවා. okay? අපිට කියලා දෙන්න ඕන. Then, therefore, improving the nutrition of a girl during childhood. And adolescence. Now, you will result in her being healthy during motherhood as well. Right? That means, therefore, improving the nutrition of a girl during childhood and adolescence. Now, you girl nutrition consider will result in her being healthy during motherhood as well. Today, I right? Because the character mother is delivering, right? The mother is delivering babies to the nation. මේ ජාතික පුතා මේ මිනිස්සු සපයන්නේ කවුද? මේ දරුවන් දායාද කරන්නේ අම්මා කෙනෙක් නේ. The mother should be healthy. ඒ අම්මා නිරෝගීමත් වෙන්න ඕන. Clear? Otherwise, the babies will inactive and lethargic and they will suffer from deficiencies, right? So then, for the nation development, we have to be healthy. It's clear? Now you tell me that's always you are talking about mother. The father. Yeah, that's also right. He also should be a strong person. He should be also he should be a healthy man, right? Right. Then so we can understand an infant's nutritional status has an impact when she becomes an adolescent, if there are deficiencies, if there are any problems with the nutrition of an infant, it may affect for the adolescent. Clear? Because cycle again, right? If there are if an infant is suffering from nutritional deficiencies today, it may affect his or her adolescent age. මේ ළමයා මේ ලදරු වී මෙයාට ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවොත් පෝෂණතාවක් ආවොත් ඒක බලපන්න මොකේද? Now you will be. If there are nutritional deficiencies in adolescent, it may affect for the teenage years, right? තරුණ වීට බලපානවා. And if there are nutritional deficiencies in teenage age පුදාලා, it may affect the elderly age and old age. වැඩි හිටි වීට බලපානවා. Clear? Cycle එක. Then so we can understand an infant nutritional status has an impact when she or he becomes an adolescent and will affect the baby. She will give birth to one day. So we can understand an infant nutritional status has an impact when she becomes an adolescent. Infant කෙනෙක් නවයෝන්ට එනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඒ පෝෂණය වැදගත් වෙනවා. One day she will be a mother අම්ම කෙනෙක් වෙනවා. So it will affect the baby's nutrition. එතකොට ඒක දරුවාගේ යාගේ දරුවාගේ පෝෂණයට බලපානවා. Clear? Especially girls should pay their attention towards their nutrition, right? Boys also. The next part, the reason for poor weight gain during pregnancy. Right there. Before that, we have to do this one. Actually, we have to explain what is mean by this vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Right? Okay. Write this question, Putala. After writing this topic, write this question. Explain what is the sorry. Explain what is the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Explain what is the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Right. Today, the answer is this one. When you up it, you start from here. Get this idea. Okay, so it's like a chain. Right? from mother to the baby, from baby to the from mother to the baby. Then when that baby grows up, or when that baby enters to the teenage years, then they will step to the motherhood. Then after that, the after the delivery of that baby, they also undergo these types of conditions. In paramparාවෙන් කියන කතන්දරය, right? From generation to generation, it may undergo. So at some point we have to break it. මේක අපි යම් දෙයක් කඩන්න ඕන, right? The best place is adolescence age. හොඳම තැන මොකද්ද? නව යෝනිය. Clear? Start from here. When the mother has undernutrition, naturally the baby born will be underweight. When that child enters teenage years, he or she will have poor growth, which results in stunting and wasting. As a result of this, when a girl enters motherhood, she will develop nutritional deficiencies and her baby too will suffer from nutritional deficiencies. This cycle is called the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. My dear friends. So if it is so, please mention it, put the message in the chat. Right. They are what now? Is it over? Right, okay. Another 1 minute, right? Okay, okay. I think time is enough for this one. Then this is what about? This is what you learn about vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Then I think you understood it. All right. Then next part. The reasons for poor weight gain during pregnancy. Children, that means the reasons for poor weight gain during pregnancy. දැන් ගර්භණී සෙව්ත මෙන්න මේ බර වැඩි වීම අඩු වෙන්න බලපාන හේතු, right? Then in pregnancy, you have they are measuring, the midwives are measuring the weight gain of the mother and the baby, right? Then I may right? Then What are the reasons for the poor weight gain? Right, during pregnancy. Number one, maternal undernutrition. Right? Maternal undernutrition. The mother is suffering from undernutrition. Clear? Number two, inadequate nutrient intake during pregnancy. There are some special um, situations that we have to take much amount of nutrients. One of them is pregnancy, right? So during pregnancy, uh, two of them are depending through these meals. The baby and the mother, right? So the pregnant mother should intake much amount of nutrients to the body, right? So it will help for the proper growth of the baby, right? Then inadequate nutrient intake during pregnancy. නම් ගර්භණී සමයේ ප්‍රමාණවත් පෝෂණය ලැබිලා නැහැ අම්මට. So it may undergo problems, right? It may undergo poor weight gain during pregnancy also. ගර්භණී සමයේ අම්මගේ බර වැඩිවීමත් අඩු වෙනවා. Then number 3, illnesses develop during pregnancy. So during pregnancy, the mother may undergo different types of problems like this. Diabetes, then anemia, රක්තිනතාවය, less amount of iron in the blood. High blood pressure, right? So the mother will undergo such kind of problems due to these things, right? ඒකත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේද? Illnesses develop during pregnancy. මේ වගේ රෝගයක් අම්මට හැදුනොත්, if the mother will suffer from such kind of disease පුතේ, the weight gain will be reduced. මේ බර වැඩිවීම මේ අම්මගේ පොද වෙන්නේ අඩු වෙනවා. Then especially diabetes තියඩියාට උඩ ඇඟ lean වෙනවානේ. Then anemia, high blood pressure. Then last one, not receiving proper nutrition during childhood and adolescence. This cycle means චක්‍රය එන හැටනේ, right? If a girl didn't get much amount of nutrition in their infant age, childhood, and adolescent age, when now you be now you will portion, it may definitely affect for the motherhood. It may definitely affect for the pregnancy period. Clear? Right. These are the reasons for poor weight gain during pregnancy. Right? So let's try this one up here. Right, let's see. What are the reasons for the poor weight gain during pregnancy? What are the reasons for the poor weight gain during pregnancy? Right, let's try these answers, Putala. You have given 4 answers here. Let's write them. Okay, how about now? If it is so, please inform me, right? Right. Okay, Senugu. Right. Others also inform me, Bhute? Right. Next part. Right. Then children, look at the next sentence here. The reasons mentioned above will result in a baby with a low birth weight, right? Due to the uh, undernutritional condition of a mother, how about the newborn baby? A baby with a low birth weight will be delivered today. Will be අඩු එළියට right? Then if a baby's weight is below 2.5 kg, it is considered as a low birth weight. Uh, they are measuring the birth weight, right? The birth weight of a baby, right? Then if it is below 2.5 kilograms, right? It is considered as a low birth weight, right? අපි අල්ලගනවා මේක මොකද්ද? Low birth weight එකක් කියලා. කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? අඩු බර දරුපතක් කියලා අල්ලගනවා, right? Right. Actually, we found them in the past few papers also. අපිට කලින් papers එකත් මේ කතාව ආවනේ. අපි මතකයි කතාවනේ. We discussed them previously also. හරි, ඉෂු ගන්න ලියගමු ප්‍රශ්න වලින් ලියගන්න. Put a star mark and write down. Put a star mark and write down. Right. දැන් හදලා දෙන්න මම මේක. If a baby's weight is below 2.5 kilogram, if a baby's weight is if a baby's weight is 2.5 kilograms, at the birth, at the birth, put a command right down, it is considered as a low birth weight. It is considered as a low birth weight. Underline 2.5 kilogram, underline low birth weight. Right. Clear? Then children, look at the next paragraph. What will happen to the baby after low birth weight, right? A baby with a low birth weight will have delays in physical, mental, and social development. So මේ අඩුබර දරුවපතක් ඇතුළත මොකද වෙන්නේ? That baby will suffer a lot like this. Actually the decline of physical growth, right? He or she may undergo the decline of physical growth, කායික වර්ධනය අඩාල වෙනවා, and the mental growth, මානසික වර්ධනය අඩාල වෙනවා, and the decline of social development, right? මෙන්න මේ සමාජීය වර්ධනයත් අඩාල වෙනවා, right? They can't adapt to the social environment, right? That's why. Then this situation can be overcome by giving proper care and nutritious food to the child. To overcome these problems, from the little age, they should be given the proper nutrition. This portion is body color men on the victor. Then thereby they can overcome these problems to some extent. Then if this level of care is not provided to the child, she will be prone to frequent infection. පුතේ මේ දරුවට මේ නිසි පෝෂණය දුන්නේ නැත්නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? If this care and if this caring and if this nutrition will not be given to a baby, what will happen? That baby will prone to frequent infection. නිරන්තරයෙන් ආසාදනය වෙන රෝගවලට බඳුන් වෙනවා. Right? And will have retarded physical development. කායික වර්ධනය අඩාල වෙනවා. Too short, right? Product meaty and wasting inadequate weight for the height. During physical growth, during childhood, ළමාවියේ අන්න ඒ ප්‍රශ්න ටික වෙනවා. And adolescence. Now you need the ප්‍රශ්න ටික එන්න පුළුවන්. The child could become stunted. වර්ධනය අඩාල වෙනවා. Right? Meaty, wasted, කුෂයි, කෙට්ටුයි. And her mental development will also be affected, resulting in poor school performance. ඉගෙන ගන්න බෑ කියන දේක් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. මුකුත් මතක හිටින්නේ නැහැ. අන්න. Loss of actually the weak memory power, right? Can't concentrate on your studies. They that kind of boy or a girl may subject to such kind of conditions for them. So resulting in the poor school performance. School they are to perform කරන්න බෑ. Then the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency continues. The vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency continues. අර පෝෂණ උණුතාවේ විෂම චක්‍රය දිගින් දිගටම මොකද වෙන්නේ ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා. From some point we had to break it. යම් තැනකින් අපි මේක විඳින්න ඕනේ කියලා තමයි මේ පාඩම නොකිය කියන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒකනේ. Right. The next part. Next page. Similarly, addressing these nutritional issues in the life course of a boy will help to have a more productive and active, healthy nation. That means what they can say. This is about boys, okay? Well, similarly, addressing these nutritional issues in the life course of a boy, දැන් අපි පිරිනමනයේ පුතා ජීව චක්‍රය ගත්තාම right, will help to have a more productive and active, healthy nation. ගොඩක් ඵලදායි, හරි? ඒ වගේම මේ සෞඛ්‍යමත් ජාතියකට දායක වෙනවා කියලා කියනවා. By reducing, by minimizing such kind of problems, right? Look at this one. Look at this cycle. Undernutrition in the early years reduces learning potential. පුතේ මෙන්න මේ ජීවිතයේ මුලවදී මන්ද පෝෂණය આવොත් එහෙම it will reduce learning potential. ඒ ඉගෙනීමේ විභවය ඒ ශක්තිය අඩු වෙනවා. Productivity, reduce productivity. ඵලදායීතාව අඩු වෙනවා. කාර්යක්ෂමතාව අඩු වෙනවා. And increases the reproductive and maternal health risks. ප්‍රජනක සහ මෙන්න මේ මාතෘ සෞඛ්‍ය අවදානම් ඇති වෙනවා. Clear? Next one. Loss of iron during menstruation. That means then එකක් තමයි loss of iron during menstruation. මෙන්න මේ ආර්ථවය නිසා ගොඩක් යකඩ ප්‍රමාණයක් අවම වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ ගොඩක් අවම වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඇගේ යන්න පුළුවන්, right? So child bearing presents further risk of nutritional deficiency in women of reproductive age. ඉතින් මෙන්න මේ ප්‍රශ්න නිසා මොකද වෙන්නේ දැන් if it continues for a long time period දැන් ඔය ඒ වගේ ලොකු bleeding වගේ වෙනවා නම් menstruation වලින් ගොඩක් bleed වෙලා අයින් වෙනවා පුතේ that girl may suffering from anemia, right? ගොඩක් යාට anemia වගේ තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. So what will happen during the pregnancy, during the motherhood, right? Due to the pregnancy actually ගර්භණී සමර්ථ මොකද වෙන්නේ? and childbearing presents further risk of nutritional deficiency. අන්න එතකොට ගර්භණී දරුවාට මොකද වෙන්නේ? ලොකු පෝෂණ උණුතාවක් එන්න පුළුවන්. In women of reproductive age. ඉතින් ඒ අම්මටත් එන්න පුළුවන් reproductive age එකේදී දරුවටත් එන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Next one. The nutritional status of the mother before, during and after pregnancy is closely connected with the newborns and infants' nutritional status. That means again, the nutritional status of a mother. අම්මෙක්ගේ පෝෂණය කියන දේ බලපානවා පුතේ මොකේද? especially affected during and after pregnancy. ගර්භණී සමයේ සහ ගර්භණී සමයෙන් පස්සේ ඒ කියන්නේ after delivery, right? ප්‍රතිපලට පස්සේ ඒ කාලේ බලපානවා. Closely connected with the newborns and infants nutritional status. අලුත උපන් බිලිදාගේ සහ මෙන්න මේ ලදරුවාගේ පෝෂණයට බලපානවා. Because the baby is having breast milk. මව්පිරි බොනවනේ. If the mother is suffering from nutritional deficiencies, the necessary amount of nutrients will not get by the baby. ඒ මව්පිරි බොන සමයේත් ඒ ළමයට ඉන්නේ නැහැ පෝෂණය. Due to the pregnancy also. ගර්භණී සමයේ ඉන්නෙත් නැහැ. Clear? The baby undergoes nutritional deficiencies. The vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. තාම මේ තියෙන මොකද්ද? මෙන්න මේ ගර්භණී අපි කියනවා පෝෂණ උණතාවේ විෂම චක්‍රය. It continues මේ බලන්න. මේක මේ චක්‍රයකට මේ යනවා මෙහෙම නේ. That is the cycle on a cycle level. Right. In your exam, there's a risk of giving this cycle. මේ cycle එක දෙන්න පුළුවන් exam එකේ. To can actually you will be asked to fill the spaces here. Echo what අඳින්න කියන්නේ ඒක. Alright. And otherwise you will be asked to fill the spaces. The history one day. Right. So you have to get ready for anything else in last line, right? Then I will give us a homework, right? Make a homework then number then. Okay, right, like this memory again. Draw and write the draw and name the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Draw and name the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency. Right? Okay. Right. So at home you can do it, okay? Then shall we go to the next part? Right, go to the next part. Factors affecting nutritional deficiency. Right? The next topic, Pudana, and Manchulava. The next subtopic, factors affecting nutritional deficiency. Right. Factors affecting nutritional deficiency, right? Hey, look at this one today. In the first one, food hygiene. That means that we have to talk about food hygiene here, age, health condition, environment, right? Misconception about the food and nutritional problems. Okay, they are the factors affecting nutritional deficiency. Right. Look at the first one. Food hygiene, right? Food hygiene means ආහාරයේ සස්තතාවය. අපි සස්තතාව ගැන ගන්න නැත්නම් අන්තිමට කියන්නේ ආහාරයේ සෞඛ්‍යස්ත බව. Right? Food hygiene. ආහාරයේ සෞඛ්‍යස්ත බව. Food hygiene. Food hygiene refers to the cleanliness in the preparation and consumption of food in such manner as to prevent disease and that doesn't develop any harmful effects to the health of an individual. Right. Okay, I think before discussing about this one, better to write all the factors here. Okay, factors of all, idea, right? So shall we do like this? We already know the topic. Factors affecting nutritional deficiency. Please write them all. Number one, food hygiene. food hygiene. Number 2, age. Write it downwards. Number 2, age. Food hygiene. Number 1, food hygiene. Number 2, age. Number 3, health condition. Number 3, health condition. Number 4, environment, parisaraya. Right? Food hygiene, age, right? Food hygiene, age, health condition. Then 4th one, environment. Number 5, misconceptions about food and nutritional problems, right? Misconceptions about food and nutritional. ආහාර සාපේක්ෂ පෝෂණය කරන clear? Write all these 5 factors. මේ කාරණා පහම ලියා ගමු. They are the factors that affect for they're the factors that affect in our nutritional deficiency, right? Okay. Should run. Then look at this one. Number 1. Okay, put number 1 and write food hygiene. Put number 1 and write down food hygiene. Okay. Put number 1 and write down food hygiene. Right? Hey, what's mean by food hygiene? Food hygiene refers to the cleanliness in the preparation and consumption of food in such manner as to prevent diseases and that does not develop any harmful effects to the health of an individual. පුතේ යම් පුද්ගලයෙක්ගේ සෞඛ්‍යයට යම්කිසි හානියක් නොවන විදිහට බලපෑමක් නොවන විදිහට right මෙන්න මේ ආහාර සැකසීම right preparation and consumption of food ආහාර පරිභෝජනයේදී සහ මෙන්න මේ ආහාර සැකසීමේදී right we have to maintain the cleanliness ඒ පිරිසුදු බව පවත්වා ගන්න ඕනේ right and we have to ensure that it does not cause any harmful effects to the health of an individual. යම් පුද්ගලයෙකුගේ සෞඛ්‍යයට යම්කිසි බලපෑමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා තාවුරු කරගන්නත් ඕනේ, right? And that is known as food hygiene. So, refers to the cleanliness of food hygiene, refers to the cleanliness in the preparation and consumption of food in such manner. Think ආහාර නිපදවනකොට සලසනකොට පරිභෝජනය කරනකොට සෞඛ්‍යවත් විදිහට තමයි කරන්න ඕනේ පිරිසුදුකම කරන්න ඕනේ as to prevent disease සහ රෝග වළක්වන්න තමයි වෙන විදිහට තමයි කරන්න ඕනේ and that does not develop any harmful effects to the health of an individual යමෙක්ගේ සෞඛ්‍යයට යම්කිසි හානිකරත්වයක් ඇති නොවෙන්නත් ඕනේ right that is known as food hygiene okay then under that topic පුතාලා right this one category එක ලියා ගන්න. Now put number 1 and write down food hygiene, the subtopic. Then write this one. What is known as food hygiene? What is known as food hygiene? ආහාරයේ සෞඛ්‍යස්ත බව යනු කුමක්ද? What is known as food hygiene, right? What is known as food hygiene? Right. I think time is enough. Okay. Right, children, next part. Children, when we talk about food hygiene, Pute, we have to consider some points here, right? There are three factors that affect the safety of the food. Pute, when we talk about the safety and the cleanliness and the hygiene of the food, Pute, it may affect it by children. It may contaminate with the microorganism. May should make up with trend. So it may cause damages or harmful conditions, or it may undergo, again, you have to suffer from diseases due to consumption of these kinds of food. Clear? එහෙනම් ඔයාට යම් යම් ප්‍රශ්න එන්න පුළුවන් මේ නිසා. The other one, right? The other factor that may cause the unsafety or the cleanliness of the food putin, right? Or the hygiene of the food. The next factor that affect the hygiene of the food is chemical factors. That means rasayanika sadhaka. For example, food contaminated with other chemicals. For example, preservatives, harmful flavors, and the colorings, right? Other actives clear? Preservatives, enhancers, right? Right? The next factor that affected towards the hygiene of the food is the next factor that affected towards the hygiene of the food is physical factors. That means, sorry, common types of foreign matters. For example, sand, stones. When you are eating some kind of food, you may eat. Suddenly you feel that it's a stone, sand, valley. When you look at the when you are searching the foods in the plate putala, in the diet putala, you may see some insects are there. There are maybe some foreign things in so that means this is not good for consumption, right? So it also affect the physical factors also affect for the hygiene of food, right? Okay, then these are the three factors that affect the safety of the food in our ආහාරය පුතේ සෞඛ්‍යස්ත බවට බලපාන සාධක තුනක් තියෙනවා, right? අපි ලියා ගමු. Right, let's ලියා ගන්න. There are three factors. There are three factors that affect. There are three factors that affect the hygiene and safety of food. Hygiene and safety of food. You know what are they? Write these things. Biological factors, food contaminated with microorganisms. Chemical factors, food contaminated with other chemicals. Physical factors, common types of foreign matters, example, sand, stones, etc. Right? That's right. Right. These are the factors that are affected towards the hygiene and the safety of food. Clear? Right. The last part, next part. Children, the next part of the lesson. Another one is for the food spoilage. Right? Food spoilage is the loss of the quality of food due to the different factors such as due to the different kinds of factors. It may cause food spoilage. When may that means the quality of the food will be reduced. Clear? Number one, flies, maso, cockroach, caterpillar, rats, and birds. Feeding on the food. It may affect the quality or the quality and the hygiene of the food. Right? Second one, during preparation, having unclean hands. අපවිත්‍රූ දෑත්වලින් ආහාර අල්ලනවා. ආහාර සකසනවා. So disgusting නේද? Unclean utensils, using unclean utensils. So it is their handy holder. They're not washing the spoons and other utensils and the other materials used for the cooking purpose, right? Just they are using them. So it may affect the quality of the food. And improper cooking methods. අවිධිමත් ආහාර පිසීම් රටා. For example, preparing acidic things in aluminium vessels. It may cause allergies, right? Allergics right? Then number 3, improper food usage. අවිධිමත්ම ආහාර භාවිතා කිරීම, right? The next one. That means overcooking, අධිකව පිසිනවා නේ, overcooking වගේ දේවල්. And then think about the green vegetables, right? The palavar him, right? Actually, we don't need to preserve them. We don't need to cook them under the high temperatures, right? Then what happen? Then number 4, adapting improper storing methods. Right? And think about the things, food items that we have to keep under refrigerator. If you keep them here and there, right, without storing them under the correct temperature, it may affect the quality and the hygiene of the food, right? Right? Okay. So these are some methods that the quality of the food may decrease or it may cause food spoilage. Right? Food spoilage is the loss of quality of the food due to the factors such as, right? Let's write these factors also. Write down the factors. Write down the factors. That may reduce the quality of food. That may reduce the quality of food. Write down the factors that may reduce the quality of food. That may reduce the quality of foods and cause food spoilage. Reduce the quality of food and cause food spoilage, right? Right, these are the factors that we have given here. Okay. So let's try some of them. You have given 4 factors here. Right, I think time is enough for this one, Putala. I think time is enough. Right, next part. When children, by using proper methods, food spoilage can be prevented. පුතේ නිසි ක්‍රමවේද භාවිතයෙන් අපිට මේ ආහාර රැකීම වළක්ව ගන්න පුළුවන් නේ. The following points will help to minimize food spoilage. මෙන්න මේ ක්‍රම දායකලේ කරලා කියනවා to reduce food spoilage. ආහාර රැකීම අවම කරගන්න. Look at the first one here, right? Washing hands before touching food. පුතේ before you are going to prepare food, you have to wash your hands thoroughly with disinfectants, right? Then number two, preparing food hygienically. සෞඛ්‍යරහිතව මෙන්න මේ පිරිසුදුවට ආහාර සැපසන්න කියලා කියනවා by using clean vessels, පිරිසුදු භාජන අරගෙන and by using necessary equipments and using headwears, right? And using gloves. Then number three, using clean spoons and utensils to serve food. ආහාර පිළිගන්නත්. Then think about serving food පුතේ. It should be served with clean utensils and spoons and forks, and the glasses of water, right? They should be cleaned, right? They should be washed well, right? Number four, person preparing food to maintain a high level of personal hygiene. පුතේ ආහාර සාධන ගෙන හොඳ සස්තාවක් තියෙනවා, right? That person should maintain a high level of personal hygiene. එයාට හොඳ පුද්ගල සස්තාවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Then think about some hotels and restaurant පුතාලා, right? Think about the person who preparing food item. මතක් කරලා බලන්න. They are wiping their tears, දාඩියේ පීනවා, right? Then sometimes they are suffering from flu. They are removing their flu like this, right? Mucus එමයින් කරලා දාන වෙලාවකට නේ. And again they are preparing them. I can right? Right, like that. They are not maintaining the personal hygiene, right? Okay, then number five, avoiding food poisoning. ආහාර විසුවීම වළක්ව ගන්න ඕනේ. For example, don't cook food items that may produce allergic reactions. Okay, for example, preparing acidic items in acidic food items in aluminum vessels, right? Then when you are preparing green leaves, you may add lime to them, right? If you do these activities by using aluminum and metallic vessels today, it may cause allergic reactions, okay? The neurotoxic academic, right? Then, right. So to minimize food spoilage, these points can be followed. But right? Right? This one also to minimize food spoilage. Sorry, what are the so I will write like this, okay? What are the steps that can be taken? What are the steps that can be taken to prevent or minimize? What are the steps that can be taken to prevent or minimize food spoilage? Food spoilage. These are the answers. Let's write them. Children, I hope to finish the syllabus quickly. Then we can move towards the paper discussions. Some people are going to the paper discussions for the third term, right? Third term method. Then yeah. Then we can have wide knowledge about grade 10 health syllabus, right? In grade 11, I hope to do a paper class separately for you, right? Or we never paper class separate, no, right? To do the model papers and to discuss the past papers, right? Then my sole aim is to give A marks, A passes for all the students in the class, right? The class again, right? A pass මගේ target එක, right? ඒකට කොහොමත් class එකට මම ගන්නෙත් නෑ grade 11 වලදී. grade 11 මැද භාගයකට මම ගන්න අය. 6 එක කියන්නේ 6 months වගේ ගියාට පස්සේ 6 months වගේ gap එකක් තියලා class එකට ගන්න අය. හරි? නිසා දැන් යාළුවෝ ඉන්නවා ඉන්නේ කියන class එකට. right? To cover the lessons, right? You can share our post with your friends, share කරන්න නේද? status දාන්න. If there are any friends of you, you can inform them, right? Yeah, right. Then actually we are spending our grade 10 syllabuses in a field, right? ඇත්තටම නිදාසිනත් මේ යන්නේ. But in grade 11 පුතාලා there are a lot of work to do, but health is interesting thing. Health නැත්තර මේ පාර ඉන්නේ boring නේ. So interesting thing. ගොඩක් ආසාවෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් subject එකක්, right? So many variations are there. Right, then music එක පොඩක් අඩුයි, but මතක ඉස්සර නේද දැන් think about the last few lessons. අර පහුගිය පාඩම් එහෙම ගත්තාම we had to watch the video clips. එතන video clips බලන්න දීප්පා නේ. රට ගොඩයි අපිට නේ. Right. Last part today I think මම wind up කරන්න මේ කතා කරලා. Right, then children look at the last part here. Okay. Then children, next point. Okay. Still we are talking about food hygiene children. අපි තාම ඉන්නේ food hygiene කතාවේ. The next point here, look at this one. Avoid taking food contaminated by fungi. Some fungi produce a poisonous chemical called aflatoxin, right? මෙන්න මේක අපිට ආව නේද? අපි වේව එකත් ඇවිල්ලා තිබ්බා අපිට, right? Right. මේක දැනගන්න අපි. Avoid taking food contaminated by fungi. දැන් ඔය දිලීර හැදිච්ච කෑම කන්න එපා කියලා කියනවා පුතේ. I saw a video clip. There was a news telecast in I think in a main channel today about the food items all in sale in the gold face area. Gold face වල ඉතින් වඩිය නම් නේද? අන්න ඒක දෙන්නේ. They contain fungi, but they actually they again and again they fry them. නැවතට බදින අතුරු වෙච්ච ඒවා. එහෙම කරනවා. They are using different colors of dye and colorings to color them. A red color වඩේ දිනවනේ red color වගේ වඩේ කපළු හිමින්නේ අන්න. They are using a dye එකක් දාන්න කියලා මනසු. Right? So they are so poisonous පුතා. වඩා විශ්සයි තැන්නවා නේද? So some fungi produce a poisonous chemical called aflatoxin, right? Right, then next point පුතාලා. Avoid taking potatoes with green colored skin. මේක තමයි exam එකේ හම්බුනේ, right? The second test we found this one also. මේකත් අපිට හම්බුණා. ඔය අපි කතා කරන්නේ අය කියලා දුන්නා. Avoid taking potatoes with green colored skin. මේ කොළ පැහැට ඇරිච්ච අල වර්ග අල කන්න එපා, අර්ථාපල් ගන්න එපා කියලා කියනවා. When potatoes are exposed to the sunlight, a poison named solanine develops on it, which is harmful to health. පුතේ මෙන්න මේ අධිකව ඉරේලියට අර්ථාපල් නිරාවරණය වුණාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? මෙන්න මේ solanine කියන මෙන්න මේ සංඝටකය හැදෙනවා. It is too harmful to health. ඒක අපිට අහිත කරයි. Toxin එක. Clear? Next one. Avoid using metal containers to store pickles. මේ පුතේ අච්චාරු වර්ග දැන් the things that we use vinegar විනාගිරි එහෙම දාන්නේ, right? Acetic acid නේ acetic acid තියෙන්නේ. Acetic acid in vinegar reacts with the metal aluminium ion. යකඩ aluminium එක react කරනවා. So it may develop aluminum oxide like things, okay? The oxide එහෙම හැදෙනවා නේද? So it is too harmful to the health, right? You may undergo different allergic reactions, okay? And even cause death. මරණය පවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So Avoid using metal containing stopicals like things, okay? Avoid reusing oil for deep frying. Okay. Avoid reusing oil for deep frying. නැවත බෙදීමට තෙල් වර්ග ගන්න එපා කියලා කියනවා. Right? As it results in producing unfavorable chemicals. මොකද if you do refine, okay? නැවත බදින්න මොකද වෙන්නේ? එකම තෙලෙන්, right? තෙල් තාච් නිමනවා, අය රත් කරනවා, රත් කරනවා. It may produce different types of chemicals within that oil. ඒ oil එකක chemical හැදෙනවා. So it may cause cancers also. පිළිකාකාරක පවා හැදෙන්න පුළුවන් කියලා කියනවා. Clear? Use only them for once. එකපාරක් විතරක් මේ වදින්න ගන්න. Then cast them away. ඊට පස්සේ අයින් කරලා දාන්න. Clear? And better to use oils like coconut oil. ඒ වගේ විතරක් ගන්න කියලා කියනවා. Right? Do not use expired oil. Expired food. කල්ලිකුත් ආහාර ගන්න එපා. So it may cause healthy risk. Okay? Healthy, harmful, healthy conditions, right? Food with no labels or no labels. Okay. I saw a news like this also some weeks before, right? In Colombo area, there are so many different types of sweet productions made in China, especially in China. Okay, there's no any address where they are making. හදන තැනක්වත් නැහැ. හරි, there are no any important facts printed on the labels of them, right? කිසිම දෙයක් print කරලා නැහැ පුතාලා. Only decorations and other things, okay? So don't buy such kind of foods. Too harmful to you. Food with no labels or no labels, right? එක්ක ඉරිලා කියලා මේවා. No label එකක් නැහැ එක්ක. Food in cans with altered shapes. Like can එකක් තියෙනවා. There are some foods. There are some cans that you are drinking with. There are some beverages that are in cans. So can වල දිනා නේද? If they are dented, නේ බිලා වගේ එනවා. If they are bloated, නිකන් පිම්බිලා වගේ එනවා. Is it good to consume? හොඳයිද කන්න මේවා? මේ කන්න පුළුවන් හොඳයිද මේවා? They are too harmful to you. Why is that? Then if they are bloated, that means definitely there are chemical reactions within that one. Then the microorganisms are active inside that can. They produce some harmful gases. That's why they are producing some gases. That's why they are bloated. ඒ microorganisms active වුණාම පුතේ ඒගොල්ලෝ එක එක වායු වර්ග හැදෙනවා. ඒතර bloat වෙනවා. ඒක පිම්බෙනවා. If they are dented, the tin layer will damage. Actually, the tin layer damage. Unnatural chemicals, sorry. The chemicals inside that food containers will will react with the iron or the other materials. React right? Then children, altered shapes, right? Do not use expired food with no labels or torn labels, food in cans with altered shapes, intended or puff up things. So again, තරිච්ච පොඩි වෙච්ච can ගන්න එපා, right? Can fish, beverages, and good ගන්න එපා. Then do not consume food with an altered taste or smell. සුවඳ වෙනස් මේකේ. රස වෙනස්. Don't consume them. එහෙනම් කන්න බොන්න එපා ඒක. Clear? Then children, to avoid these types of health conditions, to avoid harmful health conditions, you have to follow these types of things. මෙන්න මේ වගේ දේවල් follow කරන්න කියලා කියනවා. Right? Write a question like this. Then you have a hoping. Right? Right. To avoid harmful conditions, harmful conditions and to maintain the food hygiene following points should be considered. Following point should be considered. Following point should be considered, right? Children. Then at home you can write all of them. You can write all these points, right? Many points because it will be asking you exam, especially in the first part. First part right? So write them at home. Right? Then on next day we can talk about the next factor, right? On next day we can talk about the next factor, age, right? There are rest 3 factors here, sorry, 4 factors here, health condition, environment, misconception about the food and nutritional problems, and we can move to the student contribution to minimize nutritional problems, and we can finish the lesson, right? Right? There are many more risks. So today we discuss about the vicious cycle of nutritional deficiency, right? And at the beginning of the lesson, we talk about the deficiencies and the nutrients, then we start talking about the factors affecting nutritional deficiency. We talk about the first factor, food hygiene. On next day, we can talk about the rest part of the lesson. I think the lesson is for you. I will put the first part of this lesson to the group today. Right, I think the lesson is clear to you. Then today, let's know next day. Have a nice and goodbye, all. Then good night.